Let's speak to 2026.
Yes.
The election preparations are ongoing. What conversations are you having as prison?
The conversations is to prepare to receive the numbers if they come in numbers. Seeing is believing. The choice is there. What they see is that we have few judges. The capacity of prison is low compared to what we can accommodate. They already will have numbers, but there will always be space for a person who has been illegally put to prison.
Do you expect Dr. Kizza Besigye to come out and change demand?
Yes. Since he started going to prison, he tended to become peaceful. The other aggression went down.
How is he?
Very diplomatic.
Have you ever had a word with him?
Yeah. Very many words, not only one.
What does he tell you?
He tells you sometimes prisons gives him time to put himself in order, to rearrange his dreams.
The Leaders Podcast, People, Purpose, and Progress. Now, I want to say something small before I start the show. When we were going through the channel, the team and I, we noticed that almost 95% of the people that watch have not subscribed. Please, if you want to be part of this family, go ahead and subscribe, like, and also share this content with people that need to listen to it. Our special guest tonight is a wonderful gentleman that I've known for quite some good time. He's the Public Relations Officer, Uganda Prisons, Senior Commissioner of Prisons, Mr. Frank Baine. Mr. Frank.
Yes, Mr. Makanga.
It's a pleasure to have you on the Leaders Podcast.
Glad to be there too.
And thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I remember...
It's always my pleasure.
You shared with me your book, The River of Your Life.
Yes.
When I came here to cover a story when I was still active in the newsroom.
Yes.
And I know you're one of the people that speak so dearly from your heart. And when I read the book, I noticed that you had aspirations to be a journalist. So you ended up in PRO. Besides the book, you are the longest serving PRO in this country.
For government institutions.
For government institutions. Is there a moment where you have ever felt like enough is enough?
Well, the life of communication is a challenging life. Some moments are high, some moments are low. But I can assure you, especially when crisis sets in, that's when you test your resilience. Of course, human nature. Sometimes you may wish you are not the one having to do what you are supposed to do. But yes, when you get through it, the courage increases. Then you think you can hang on and for the better days. And eventually they come because nothing is permanent.
Now, Afande, when you wake up every morning and you put on that beautiful uniform, what exactly comes into your mind, honestly?
Well, I would borrow the words of Rotary. Service above self. I know the moment I put on this uniform, I am responsible for this uniform. And it means I am owned by this uniform and what it stands for. Because whatever I will do on this uniform will not be taken for my personality. I cannot even do a disclaimer that what I'm doing is not for uniform but for me. And that's why, because maybe even of the long time of service, people, anybody who looks at my face says, hey, look, prisons. So now I have become a prison itself.
Whether you become the face of prison, to be honest with you.
I've become the prison itself.
Your name, Mr. Frank Baine, the next thing that comes into
and that's why I feel if I can serve one more person, I will have done a service to my...
Have you ever regretted wearing it?
The regret would come when it's abused by people who do deliberate things that you think it's not worth it. But for regretting, no. Because I made a choice. Remember, I was a teacher for 8 years. Made a personal decision to join the service. When I joined the service, things were hard. Many things were at stake. The economy was down, everything, infrastructure was down. Prisoners were walking naked, staff were half naked. But I never wished to remove this uniform.
Let's speak to the uniform. How does it feel to be a prisoner when they say so and so is in prison?
My own mother.
What is the missing word there? What do people miss out when they say, let me say, Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye is in prison? What do people miss out in there?
Of course, the majority of the people know a prison does not represent anything good. It is like in a house, if somebody said, oh, where are you? And you say, I'm in a toilet. What does somebody imagine?
He's doing number 2.
Or number 5. So that's a prison. Because in a prison, they don't apply to go there. 2, prison is not a holiday camp that you choose and say, I'm going to have 3 months in prison. Let me go and be there. So it's a place where there is discipline. It's a place where it is controlled. It's a place where you must do things not the way you want them, but the way the law dictates them to be.
What do they miss out?
Of course, what they miss out is that they have this stereotype understanding of a prison. As it was, they think is and always shall be. But when you reach prison, prison is much more than the padlock and the keys and the doors. Because it involves production, it involves religious empowerment, it involves that general rehabilitation, and then there is that social cohesion of people. I call a cosmopolitan society, because you'll find a chicken thief, a robber, a murderer, an embezzler, and a professor. They are in one room, and they have to find a discussion that harmonizes them to be one person. And because they put on the same uniform, now this class thing ceases to exist. You are prisoners, you are prisoners.
You're all the same. What do you tell the political prisoners?
When I tell the political prisoners, very many. Socrates said the life not examined is not worth living.
Say it again.
Life not examined is not worth living.
Life
not
examined is not worth living.
So, if you want to know your worth, prison helps you to know. To examine your life. Are you worth it? Are you worth for it?
Do you expect Dr. Kano Kizza Besigye to come out and change the mind?
Yes. Since he started going to prison, he tended to become peaceful. The other aggression went down.
How is he?
Very diplomatic.
Have you ever had a word with him?
Yeah. Very many words, not only one.
What does he tell you?
He tells you, sometimes prisons gives him time to put himself in order, to rearrange his dreams and focus on the future.
Personal dreams or national dreams?
Even national dreams hinge on personal dreams. So, both personal and national, and maybe international.
Let's speak to 2026.
Yes.
2026, the election preparations are ongoing. You and I watched the primaries. The pressure is building every day. What conversations are you having as prison?
The conversations is to prepare to receive the numbers if they come in numbers, and to prepare to maintain our position of being apolitical, without fear or favor of whoever is with us. And keep warning, especially the young people, they don't get excited by those who mislead you. Because with them, even when they arrest you together, with them they quickly come out, you wrote there. So before you cause problems, before somebody tells you, let us disturb bees, you be assured of your running capacity.
Let's speak to those that were arrested during the 2021 general elections.
But do you know what they were arrested for? For vandalism and murder.
Hey.
And robbery. Yes. They were never arrested for election problems.
Now, Fande, to be honest with you, I hear there are so many who haven't been tried. Now the political pressure is rising,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wondering, what would you speak to those who are out of prison?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure waiting in prison and you're not tried from 2021, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up, you sleep, you leave, and you don't know when you'll be out of that
The
premise.
moment you cross the line,
Mm.
you should expect that.
Okay, we have those that have crossed the line, and we have these that are still out of the line. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, seeing is believing.
Afandi.
The choice is theirs. Seeing is believing. The choice is theirs.
Simple like that.
As simple as that.
Whoa. I think it's...
What they see is that we have few judges. The capacity of prison is low compared to what we can accommodate. They already will have numbers, but there will always be space for a person who has been illegally put to prison.
What is the hardest story you've ever had from one of the inmates? I'm sure you speak to them.
Yeah. The hardest story, of course, was of this man called Mpaji. Mpaji was a prisoner on murder, kidnap and murder. From Jinja. He spent 17 years on a death row. And only to discover that the person who was allegedly killed by him had run to Kenya and came back. Because how it happened is like, if Makanga and Baine are friends, we go to drink with a bicycle, but your home is nearer than mine. You have intentions of running away from your home. When you are reaching the compound, you say, you go with the bicycle. I will get it tomorrow. You'll come with it. Now you don't enter the house. You just turn and board the bus and cross to Kenya. The following day, they are looking for you. You are not there. But people say, Baine was with Makanga here. If you are looking for Makanga, look for Baine. To come, say, yes, I was with him. This is even his bicycle. Say, okay, you come. And all courts, High Court, because of his own statement.
How can you come out of that statement?
You cannot. And that's why High Court convicted him of murder. Court of Appeal agreed with High Court. Supreme Court agreed with Court of Appeal. And it was only waiting for the presidential signature. And suddenly, the other man came back.
Whoa.
But it still took 1.5 years
To investigate.
to make court go back to that case because they had concluded the case. It was only awaiting the prerogative of mercy.
But then let's speak to that. Is it so hard for the president to forgive political prisoners? I know the fact that is the fountain of honor, and the constitution mandates him to do that.
Absolutely.
But
he's advised.
Who fronts? Do you have a list of people you say you present to him that this can be forgiven?
There are guidelines. Actually, you should have asked me that what is the procedure for prerogative of mercy?
Absolutely.
Now, according to the Constitution, I think it should be Article 121 or 122. There is a committee called the Prerogative of Mercy, headed by the Attorney General and 6 other people appointed by the President, people of integrity and the like. Now, periodically, they ask the Commissioner General to provide information about sometimes all the prisoners or specific prisoners for assessment and recommendation to the President for either pardon or hanging. You see, pardon is in 2 ways. He can either pardon or sign hanging. And when he signs 72 hours are enough and you are gone, we shall have done our part. So, alternatively, even in our standing orders, is that annually we are supposed to submit a list of those people after sentence review we consider to be qualifying for pardon. Some of those cases are like prisoners on a death row that they have finished the appeal process. All of them, you submit them. Or capital offenders who are remaining with less than 6 months of their imprisonment. Minor offenders who have finished more than 50% of their sentence. The terminally sick minor offenders, especially terminally sick, that have finished 50% of their imprisonment. The elderly, those who are above 65. So there are guidelines. But there are special circumstances where a prisoner, through his lawyers or through the Commissioner General, can petition the President to be pardoned. And the petition will be forwarded to the President. The President will throw back to Attorney General. Attorney General will ask a sentence review of that prisoner. Then they will base on that to determine whether this prisoner is granted pardon or continues to serve his sentence.
Wow. So now I found it. Like, I want now to speak to your book. The
I wrote my personal experience.
Your personal experience about life.
Yeah.
And I want to recommend people to go and read that book, because I read it myself. When I came to cover a story about the prisoners in Moroto who had escaped, the only thing you told me, you need to read this book.
Yeah.
Before I give you information, because you told me you knew Karamoja.
I did.
And you stayed there for a long time.
And I think still do. I stayed there 3 years.
3 years. And your story many people have told your story. Yeah. And I will not dwell so much into it. But I would be so curious to know, what would you recommend somebody to read in your book, especially about your life?
Incidentally, my book is an independent chaptered book. Every chapter has its lessons. And because it was talking about my life, some chapters may be meaningful, some others may not. For example, now, if you asked my son whether it's possible that a woman can produce not in hospital, my son will tell you, but how can it happen? But indeed, it's still happening. Even as we talk, it's still happening. So, but when you don't bring out that, those who don't get the chance to see women producing outside the hospital get to know that some people have been produced outside the hospital and they have still lived longer.
And you know what I learned from your book? Like you said, everybody learns different from different pages. I like your commitment to marriage.
Because...
And by the way, let me tell you something.
Yes.
After reading your book, I think a year ago, I told my wife that, you know what? I think I need to call Afande Frank and just to pay a courtesy visit. Not on a Friday, but on a Sunday, to sit at his feet together and his wife.
Yes.
I believe there's something we can learn from them. Because when you went to Karamoja and your dear wife was in Kampala working for, was it one of the telecommunication companies?
No, there was no network apart from the satellite. There was a satellite phone, which was charging 10,000 per second of received call.
And she was so committed. Yeah. That is one thing I learned from you. Marriage.
If you want to enjoy that commitment, come and visit me. Right now, she's the CEO of the family business. If you see what she has done at home, then you'll know that the commitment it should be her second name. Yes.
What does marriage mean?
Because I have 25 years of experience. At least I have never had a reason to raise a hand to slap my wife. I have never slept of saying that, God, why did you give me such a human being? On the contrary, every time I keep wondering and looking at her, I say, but what is running in this woman's mind? Because I'm not a very well-behaved man.
What would you tell?
Sometimes I'm a cantankerous man, so I know myself. For her to persevere with me, she's in another category.
What would you speak of your first 4 years in marriage?
My first 4 years in marriage? You know, fortunately, me, I married when I was mature. I married when I was above 30 years. So I knew what I was doing. I had dated my wife for 4 years. So I had known her likes and her dislikes. So I want to tell you that from the first day of marriage up to now, every day is a new experience. There is no business as usual. And I have never had a moment of saying, today I don't have to go home. How do I face this woman? No. And she has never shown any sign of saying, natomera.
Yafuna.
So,
wow.
and together, I keep telling people, I was a very, very poor, miserable man before marriage. But from the day I married, I have had economic progress almost on a daily basis.
Now we are going to tap into your leadership skills as we get to understand who you are. One of the things I've come to notice in this shortest time of leadership, I've come to notice that resilience is one of the hardest things to deal with. And I read a report that was done from Harvard University, which was done on 62 professors who are conducting leadership classes at Harvard University. And 92% out of the 62 professors, they said that resilience is one of the hardest things to deal with as a leader. You're the longest serving PRO, government PROs. And I'm wondering, what is that unique thing that has kept you relevant from season to season? They see Afande Frank Baine and it's all the same. What is that?
I have the answer from your question. The answer is written by this word called...
Listen.
This word is called what? Leader.
Leader. Oh. Okay.
And it has... Each letter stands for something. Listen. When you are talking, don't I listen? You do. Don't I answer the way I know? If you find it imperative, then you ask the other one. If you found it unpalatable, you'd say, let's stop there and go. So one of the things I'm interested in is listening. When somebody says something, I want to listen. Not to defend myself, but to understand and build trust by giving the most appropriate answer, which should be factual or truthful. Either according to reality or according to the law. 2, empathy. You must feel for everybody under you, whether they are prisoners, whether they are staff. I don't think in my career I have ever said, we shot them. No. They are being disabled and accidentally they succumb to wounds. Or they succumb to the bullet which they were trying to dodge, and because people have training. So you must have a feel. When I'm speaking for prisoners, I must have a background information and feel of what this person in prison is. When I'm dealing with my staff, I should understand that. When I get confronted by what we call stubborn clients or customers, I should understand the background they come from. Somebody is already furious from the other side. So by the time they come to me, that's why I have all the reason to calm down. If I deal with journalists, especially the biggest group of your generation, you are very excited with shallow mind. I mean with shallow information. You come excited, think you read one line from Uganda Human Rights Commission, you come. Let me show him that I know. Now when you come, I calm down and I think properly, I educate you. The way you start, if you start at 90 degrees boiling point, by the time you leave my office, you are at 20.
You live with a book.
You live at 20. Because I must understand your background. Then let me finish. 2, I must